Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Colin. I sound terrible today. I really hate the way I sound, but I wanted to come on here and make this video. I have a bit of a cough. But listen, it's been a couple of months since I moved into my own apartment, and I've been trying. Actually, if you see these LED lights, if you see back at the back there, that is perfect, and this is not perfect right here because I just did this was the first one I did. I didn't know what I was doing, and then the other side there I had perfected the art, but I've been struggling with them because they keep coming down and I keep putting them back up. But anyway, I've been living in my apartment from January this year. It's March coming to April, and it was already something that I had always fixated upon. I was like, what would my apartment be? Because there are certain things I like, and I'm also very scared of living alone. I never imagined myself living alone, far from my siblings and my friends. But then here I was in a completely different country. So why not? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give you guys some of the tips as somebody that was really scared but really wanted and needed to have their own apartment. I'm gonna give you some of the tips and some of the tea and everything that you guys really need to know. So I'm gonna give you based on my perspective. Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different experience. This is mine, okay? Now, given that I'd never rented before, I had to make my research, of course, and the U.S. has different policies from those where I'm from. Where I'm from, if you want to rent a place, you reach out to the landlord, fill out some paperwork, and you pay your rent. In the US, you need a credit score. They need to check a lot of stuff. They do a background check. They do all this stuff. And you can also note the responsibility of you not getting the apartment. So, depending on where you are, you're going to have to make research and know what it needs for you to get the house besides the money. Because, yeah, you're going to have the money. You must have the money because that's how you're going to pay for your house. But then, how are you gonna get legal access to the house and know that it's yours for a particular time, for whatever amount of time? But anyway, so I made my research and found out, how I could get an apartment for myself, by myself, financed by me, everything by me, and that was very crucial. But then here came the worrying part. When you want to move, you also want to put into perspective, if you're studying, where you're studying, if you're working, where you're working, and if you're doing both like me, both of them. Both of them. So you don't want to get a house that is too far away from your home, from your school or your workplace, because that will make it cumbersome. It's going to make your life so hard. You're going to be always tired when you're coming back home. You're going to be tired by the time you get to work. You don't want to do that. So you have to look for something that is going to be within reach of your house. Within reach of your school. So I did that. I researched. I actually have my book. Is this it? Where is my book? Oh, I'm just from cleaning. And where is my book? This is funny. Oh, here's my book. This is my book. I used to sit down after work every day, every single day, and I would look online for apartments that were within the range that I wanted. I didn't want anything above 1 hour commute. I don't want anything above 1 hour because I feel like I would have to wake up very early and I'll have to go to bed very tired. I don't want any of that. So I sat down and I remember everyone I would come back from work, I would search, look at their pictures, and then write all the details. This is where I first wrote. Each of this is like an apartment, where it is, and the contact. An apartment, where it's located, and the contact. And then I had like this whole page full, and yeah, that was it. And then afterwards, after I had worked, after getting all the apartments I wanted in the area, ask a lot of your workmates, ask a lot of your schoolmates if their flats or their apartments have leasing options. ask them about where they live so they can give you options. So I ask my friends and everybody's giving me the options, and I incorporate them. Okay. Fast forward, I get this list. I start calling the agents on this list, one by one. I will call. I tell you, hi, I have never rented before, which means I have no rent history. And then I also did not have a good credit score because I had just started and I didn't have any credit cards whatsoever. And coming from a country that does not use the credit card system, I was skeptical of getting credit cards. So my credit score was zilch, nothing, non-existent. This light is killing me. I can't wait to properly fix it like the other one, but never mind. So I would call and give them call them and tell them my situation. I'm like, hi, I'm looking for an apartment. I want a studio, because I want a studio. At most I want one bedroom if it's a really good one bedroom, but a studio will do for me because I don't have anything at all. And then it's my first time renting and I have no credit score. How can we go around that? Do you allow me? How can I, show that I can afford, that I'm a good person, that I can live in this place, blah, blah, blah. And with calling, most of them will tell me, if you don't have a credit score, you're going to need a co-signee, you're going to need somebody else to sign for you. The moment you tell me that, I cross you out, because I didn't want anybody else to co-sign my stuff. I didn't want anybody else to feel the pressure. I didn't want anybody else to feel like I'm a burden to them in any way. So I would just cross that apartment name out. And then those that told me, I know there are some actually that told me if I don't have a credit score, I would put down a cash deposit, like $1,000. I was like, okay, I would put a star on those. And then those that would tell me, it's fine, bring your school documents. Since you're a student, bring your school documents. We can use that. Those I put 2 stars. So now I was remaining with the ones that have 1 star and 2 stars. And then I began to physically go to the places. Now, after I go to the place, because I realized I actually wanted to trust people. Because the very first time after I called this guy and he told me that you don't need a good credit score as long as you're a student. Let's use the student documents. I get my student documents and I go to look at this place. In my mind, it was actually the most affordable of all the places. So I was like, if I get this place, I'm done, I'm set. So when he told me that, the next day I was in his office, because I was like, let me see the place, let me pay, let everything move. When I saw the place, it looked abandoned. It looked like there was no maintenance whatsoever. So I was like, no, we're not gonna do this. The pictures looked really good online, but when I visited the place, it's like it had not been cleaned in like 2 months. And I was like, okay, no, I can't trust these people no more. I actually have to go on ground and see these buildings. So I would set up time during my work break and go on apartment hunting. And you know how stressful it is. So that is how I did my apartment hunting. Until when I was down to like 5, and then until when I got the most one, which is closest, affordable, good payment options, and then the bills on the thing. That's where we're going. Now, after getting down, I went on to a more precise hunt. I wrote down all the ones that looked nice, all the ones that were close by, all the ones that would accept me with my bad credit score. Now, I began naming them. I'm looking for the page. I began writing them. I would write it here. This is the apartment, the address, the money, the amount of money it costs, and the good things about it, what I like about it. So, because, so that I don't make a bad decision impulsively. So, for example, this one, now, surprising enough, the apartment I'm living in right now was the very first one up here. This is the one I liked most. But then, all these ones were good. So, I would write blah, 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 that's the address, amount of money, and then I'll be like, it's a bit small, but it has views by the lake, it looks good, it needs furniture, all amenities are on the rent. And I'll go to the next one. This amount of money, it's the most affordable one, does not need furniture, all amenities are on the rent, including Wi-Fi. You understand, like everything, I write everything. And then I will go on looking and seeing what really resonates with me. What do I really need? do I want to pay rent and then bills and then all this, or do I want to just pay rent and then cover everything else, you know? And then if it requires furniture, what furniture do I want? Can I get it? Because I'm not gonna live in a boring home. I'm a very futuristic person and I love things a certain way, so all that stuff. I had 2 pages of this. And then as I was writing this, the reality of life hit me, which is the money. You need money. The moment you're going to move, it is so hectic physically, but it is also so stressful in terms of finance, because you need so much money. You need money to pay the movers, you need money to buy stuff, you need money to pay rent, you need money for everything, cleaning and all that. I was like, sawa. So I began to look into my money. Already I was working and I was not spending that much money. So good thing is I had some money set aside. And then I was like, okay, now what do I need in my house? Because before I even get the house, I want to know what I need in the house. Now this is where I wrote. I used a faint pen. It may not look visible, but this is everything for each department. Bathroom area, kitchen area, bedroom area, office area, closet, hallway, pantry, everything. So I wrote everything I would need. And then the easiest way to do this is to go through your day. You know, I'm from boarding school, so it was easy for me to make a list. You just go through your day. You're like, hey, what do I need in the morning when I wake up? That's the first thing. So you're woken up. Where did you sleep? On a bed, on a mattress. So you need a bed and a mattress. You write them down. Do you have them? If you have them, yes. If you don't have them, you need to buy them, because you're not going to sleep in the kitchen, on the sink. Okay? Okay, so I wake up. When I wake up, what do? When I wake up, I try to make my bed. So on the mattress, there is bed sheets, there is a bed cover, there is a blanket. Okay? Good. What do I do after that? I'm up. I go brush my teeth. Okay. So now we're in the toilet. You're brushing your teeth. You need toothbrush. You need toothpaste. You need all the dental care products. List them all down. You're like, okay, what do? I wash my face. Then what do you do after that? You're like, okay, after that I make myself some breakfast. So now you're back to the kitchen. Now what do you need for breakfast? I have an air fryer. I have a coffee maker. I have that's the quick stuff I have. You know, and then okay. So but you know, you go like that through your day, and then you list everything you use daily and everything you would want in your house. And then I started buying the stuff before I got the house, because another thing is, after you tour the house, there are other people that also want the house, so they are looking into all of you guys' application, and then whoever will win the house will pay the house. But because I knew I would get the house, because I had all these options like I showed you, and I had applied to all these options like I showed you, I knew I was gonna get a house. So I was like, whatever house I get, this is the stuff. And my house already has to be on standby, because the moment I get my house, I have to just run, clean it, and put everything there. One thing you should know is that you're going to be scared, very scared, and a lot of the time you don't even have the money. That is why you have to buy these things sometimes even before you get the house, because the moment you get the house, now you have to spend on the house, you understand? But before you get the house, now you kind of like have extra money. Now that money, either get a storage unit or get somewhere and just start buying things and keeping them there, or even in your room where you live right now. Start buying things. Buy a coffee maker, keep it in your room. Buy an air fryer, keep it in your room. Buy stuff and just keep it in your room. Just keep buying small things. Silverware, Tupperware, keep buying stuff and keeping it in your room. The day you get your house, airlift everything. Sweet. Enjoy you. No hassle. So I kept buying stuff. I was okay, just like I told you, I had a job and I was making money and I was not spending the money on anything. So it helped. Then when I got the house, I saw my house. I remember I made a TikTok about it. I was almost crying. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I made it. I have a house. I have an apartment all by myself. I love the view. Right now I'm looking outside the window. I love the view. I love everything about it. It's small. It's well knit for me. It's affordable. I love it. And it's in a good neighborhood. People, I cannot stress the part of the neighborhood alone. I needed a neighborhood where there were people I could relate to. Students, 1. Black people, 2. good restaurants 3, a nightlife 4, like all those good things. And a boring neighborhood is hell. I didn't want none of that. I needed something that was happy, you know. So it had everything and I was happy. So I came, I cleaned, I picked my keys and I went back to work. I remember that day I was late to work because Nasoka Kuja. I came to my apartment to pick my keys. I video called my siblings. I showed them my apartment. And then I went back to work. I was late by like an hour or 2 because I spent my time here. And then, you know, like bawling my eyes out. And then I started bringing my things every day, slowly by slowly. I would come from work, bring my things, then go back. Work, bring my things, then go back. And then another reality hit. Fear of living alone, the fear of not being able to afford for yourself, like just in case something happens. And that's fear that is inevitable. It cannot go away. When I tell you people that I was afraid because I think I got my apartment on like the 2nd or the 3rd. That's when I got the call and they told me, Colin, you can pick your keys. I didn't go into my apartment until like the 15th because I was scared. I was like, what if I move in and then I can't afford it? What if I move in and I get depressed of living alone? What if I move in and, you know, anything? What if I'm sick one day? What will happen? I'm going to be alone. What if I had too many what ifs? And I was really so scared. But then I remembered how I really needed this apartment and why I went and looked for it in the first place. And we all have various reasons why we want to move, why we want to get our own place. So when I remembered my reasons, I picked my stuff up and I made up my mind. And I was like, okay, let me go into my apartment. Mind you, I had already paid for it. And I think like a week and some days I had passed and I had not gone into it. So I moved in and I've not looked back since. And I love it. I just love that I will be at work stressed and I'll be like, as long as I go home, everything. I will be at school stressed and I'm like, the moment I go home, like I have that feeling of home and I don't have to suck up to anybody. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to be on tenterhooks. I don't have to be anxious about anything. I'm just like home. You know that feeling of home. And it's really so amazing. And I feel like that's why most people really want to have their own place. And if you want to have your own place, go for it. I don't know, but go for it. It's a scary experience, but you will love it. And as a person that has now lived by myself for a couple of months now, all I can say is, of course, there are challenges. Sometimes you come back tired and you're the one supposed to, you know, do all the dishes, do all the laundry, do the cooking. And that's a bad thing. But, I mean, you have your own place. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing in itself. So go for it. Go for it. And that's today's video. Also, someone come and help me fix this thing. Oh,